A strong storm system is hitting the U.S. today and tomorrow, leading to some serious weather, including damaging winds, large hail, and possibly tornadoes. At the same time, some parts of the Midwest and Northeast will experience a heavy ice storm that could create dangerous travel conditions and cause power outages. There's also another round of severe weather expected on Wednesday. Let's break down what you need to know about the weather over the next few days. First up, there's a considerable risk of severe weather today, mainly affecting areas from the Great Lakes down to the Deep South. Damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes are all on the table, especially this afternoon and evening. We expect storms to start forming around lunchtime, with some capable of producing strong tornadoes. Later in the afternoon, a line of thunderstorms will stretch from the Ohio Valley to the lower Mississippi River Valley, bringing a 45% chance of damaging winds in some areas. This is a big deal and could lead to some major damage, like downed trees and power lines. As for hail, the biggest risk will come from the first storms that develop from northeast Texas to western Indiana, with hail potentially as large as baseballs. This will be a concern mainly between noon and 6 p.m., after which more common-sized hail will occur but in a more scattered manner. Tornadoes are also a concern. While the forecast suggests a limited chance, I think we'll see at least a couple of strong tornadoes, especially around St. Louis and southern Illinois this afternoon due to favorable conditions. So, make sure you have a plan and ways to receive alerts, like checking our live stream, which will be running today. Looking ahead to tomorrow, the severe weather will shift to the East Coast, affecting places from Virginia down to Florida. We're predicting a mix of damaging winds, hail, and a few tornadoes. About 90 million people will be in the path of this weather event. The tornado risk tomorrow seems a bit more elevated, especially in Virginia, North Carolina, and surrounding areas, but strong tornadoes are not likely. As for the tornado risk today, we expect conditions to be favorable across parts of Missouri, Kentucky, and Tennessee this afternoon. If any discrete storms develop, they could produce a strong tornado or two, particularly as we get closer to sunset. On Monday morning, the risks will mainly be in the southeast, impacting areas like Alabama and Georgia. There will be a line of storms moving through that might cause damaging winds and possibly some tornadoes. Heavy ice accumulation is hitting Wisconsin and the upper peninsula of Michigan today, which could lead to power outages. This icy weather will continue moving into Canada. Looking further ahead, a powerful low-pressure system is expected to bring more severe weather on Wednesday, possibly even worse than today. Damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes will be possible. It's important to stay updated and be prepared. April is starting off quite active with all this weather. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified when we go live later today. Stay safe. Okay, so there's a nasty storm coming to the U.S. today and tomorrow. Could be a big one, with strong winds, big hail, and some tornadoes. At the same time, parts of the Midwest and Northeast are going to get hit with a bad ice storm. This is going to make travel tough, and we might see some power outages. And guess what? Another round of rough weather is likely on Wednesday, with conditions that could make tornadoes even more likely. Let's break down what you need to know about this weather headed our way. First up, today's severe weather risk. There's a big chance of bad storms from the Great Lakes down to the Deep South. Expect strong winds, very large hail, and possibly several tornadoes. The threat will hang around overnight in the Dixie and Tennessee Valley areas. The biggest worry for today is the damaging winds. Storms should start popping up around lunchtime, and some could be strong enough to spin off strong tornadoes. Later in the afternoon and into the evening, things could get worse as a line of thunderstorms develops across the Ohio Valley and down into the lower Mississippi River Valley. The pink area on the map means there's a 45% chance of damaging winds within 20 miles. It's close to being a moderate risk for severe winds, which is a big deal. We're going to be live on the channel with storm chasers and radar analysis, so subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified when we go live. Think of it as a massive area where damaging winds could cause some real problems, trees down, power lines knocked out leading to outages. The hail risk isn't as widespread. The worst of it is going to be from northeast Texas into western Indiana, with hail the size of baseballs possible between noon and 5 or 6 p.m. Later, We're just talking about the usual large hail like quarter-sized or maybe golf ball-sized in some spots. I'm not totally sold on where they've put the biggest tornado risk for today. I think we'll see a couple of strong tornadoes this afternoon, especially if we get some isolated storms. There's even a shot at a strong tornado or two south of St. Louis and in southern Illinois during the early afternoon since there will be plenty of wind. So, keep in mind there is a tornado chance anywhere from southern Michigan down to central Louisiana, so have several ways to get alerts and a tornado plan ready. As for tomorrow, the severe weather risk shifts east towards the coast. There's a large enhanced risk from Virginia down to the Florida Panhandle. Expect more damaging winds, some large hail, and a few tornadoes. Roughly 90 million people may be affected by severe weather on Monday. Today, over 100 million people are at risk. The main concern for tomorrow is damaging winds from North Carolina down to Florida. Lots of damaging winds are expected with a line of thunderstorms in the morning and early afternoon. The hail risk isn't too high, just some scattered hail. Tornado risk is a bit elevated, and a few tornadoes are likely but strong tornadoes aren't expected in this setting. Let's get into the tornado risk for today and tomorrow. Around 3 p.m. today, there will be enough wind for a few tornadoes from central Michigan into the mid-Mississippi River Valley. The highest risk will be in southeast Missouri, western Kentucky, western Tennessee, and northeastern Arkansas. By 5 or 6 p.m., the wind will pick up, and if we see any isolated storms, there could be a strong tornado or two across western Kentucky, western Tennessee, and a tiny slice of southern Indiana, southern Illinois, and southeastern Missouri. Even if we get a line of thunderstorms, there could still be some embedded tornadoes. After that, the tornado threat shifts south, but there's still a chance of one or two overnight. On Monday, that tornado risk will mainly hang around in the southeast, in Alabama and Georgia. The greatest risk will be in southern Georgia and the Florida Panhandle on Monday morning. Later, the tornado risk might increase a bit in Maryland, North Carolina, and Virginia with a few storms possible in the afternoon and early evening. We might go live tomorrow, but we'll see. It's going to be a long day today, and if I'm too tired and the threat doesn't look too bad, we probably won't. But if the tornado risk seems more concerning, there's a good chance we will. There are already some showers and thunderstorms in Illinois and Missouri this morning, but things should really start to ramp up around lunchtime in southern Illinois and southwestern Indiana. The first storms around noon to 1 p.m. will probably bring large hail and damaging winds, but by 2 to 3 p.m., the storms could become more tornadic. If we see some isolated storms, there's a chance of strong tornadoes. A line of thunderstorms will be moving across Indiana, bringing a wind risk and embedded tornadoes. If things stay isolated, the tornado threat will be higher. It will depend on how long the storms stay isolated. Even if a line of storms forms, there could still be a storm or two out in front of the line, and this could create a strong tornado possibility. The line of storms will bring damaging winds, hail, and embedded tornadoes. Down in the southeast, there could be some isolated severe weather. Later on in the evening, the danger area will concentrate in Alabama and Georgia. The mid-Atlantic area is some cause for concern for supercells that could become tornadic. There could be damaging winds and a couple of tornadoes. So, this is a serious storm system, so tell your friends and family. It's mostly a wind risk, but there could be some tornadoes as well. It's not quite the same as that big outbreak we saw in March, and these are two different situations. We'll be live later today, and maybe tomorrow too. Tuesday and Wednesday look pretty active too, so we'll talk about that soon. We also have a massive ice storm happening mainly in Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan today. Some areas could get up to an inch of ice, which could knock out power for a week. As we go into Tuesday, things could get worse. By late Tuesday, a strong storm will move across the Central Plains, and Wednesday could be even worse when it comes to tornadoes. There could be a tornado outbreak. There could be damaging winds, large hail, and even some tornadoes across the region. Winter weather will be happening in the upper Midwest and the northern plains. If we end up having isolated storms and we have very strong wind, this could be a problem. Things will be very active on Wednesday. By Thursday, the storms will move across the Ohio Valley and the Mississippi River Valley. We will get a few days off when it comes to major severe weather events before we see a return in April. As for ice accumulation, we're expecting a lot of it. Hundreds of thousands of people are without power. This will continue into Canada. We will be live later today, so subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified when we go live.